champ of the mic on tonight. With a mind so slick and a suit so clean, he's running this ring like a wrestling machine. From gold-plated deals to jaw-dropping schemes, he's the mastermind of your wildest dreams. Stand up, take note, bow down if you can. It's the Brilliant Show with the Brilliant One. He's the man.
All right, dude. Well, all I can say is this: it's not gonna let me do it public, so I can't get the comments in here. So I don't know what it is. I have tried everything. I have literally tried everything. It's just blocking it for me to do it. So I guess I'll try to monitor it from here, and I won't be able to show it on the screen, but I will try to keep up with the comments the best I can through watching it. So.
That's fine.
So we'll see what we can pull off here. Now I may have figured out what it is. I may have just figured it out. Maybe not. Never mind. Let me stop lying. Anyway, let's get back to it. Give the refresher of what age you got started wrestling and like how you went to training. What really like drove you to want to do this?
So what really drove me, honestly, was my cousin. Well, I started training at 15, got into it from a teacher. He came into the classroom, signed a waiver to train, started in Alabama. But what really drove me to do wrestling is my cousin. He really got me into it, like big time. Showed me a lot of DVDs, old school wrestling, new school wrestling. And from that moment, I was just like, I want to do this no matter whatever it takes. I want to do this. And everyone in my family is really supportive. My mom, a lot of wrestlers, we were like kind of feminine looking things. So I would go into my mom's room and I would steal some of her like leggings and stuff like that and make outfits out of them. I would use like socks and cut into elbow pads and knee pads. So I was just doing whatever it could. I'm pretty sure like most other people, I had my own backyard ring and just, I've always wanted to do this. There's nothing else I wanted to do. Never wanted to be a cop, never wanted to be a doctor, never wanted to throw a football. I just wanted to wrestle.
Man, that's awesome. Newt Cox says, "What's up, Joe Dirt?" Kelly Clark.
He always saying, I don't even think he knows what Joe is like, because it certainly ain't Kelly Clark.
So Stephen Dixon wants to know who your trainers were and like how did you find your way to training too? Let's go with that.
So my original trainer was Cowboy Buddy Love. I know everybody's about to joke with me about it, but it's okay. Cowboy Buddy Love was my original trainer.
And how did you find him?
So my teacher, he would go to their shows, and I guess they made like a pub post or something like that they was gonna be doing training, and then he was just like, let me help this guy out, because he's like, you might know him actually. I don't know if you ever seen him at shows, but he used to go to shows dressed as Ric Flair and like do Macho Man impressions.
Oh, really? I may have probably.
Yeah, you might have been on a show with it because he used to go everywhere and watch him. I'm sure some wrestlers know who he is. I know around here they do, but Rick Savage. He called himself Rick Savage. I think that's his what he used to go by at shows. One of the biggest marks in the business.
One of the biggest marks.
He is. He's the one though. Without him, there would have been no Mr. Personality right now. I would have been 18 before I even got into the business.
Man, that is wild. So you were 15 when you started training?
Yep.
And how old was you when you had your first match again?
I would say about 15 and a half, just to play it safe. I think it was like 6 months. It might have been even less. Like I was not ready at all. Like the match is horrible. It's on YouTube and it's just horrible. Absolutely disgusting.
Who was it against?
It was a tag match against Raise the Gambler and Cowboy Buddy Love. And it was me and Aiden Pierce. But I don't think he was going by Aiden. I think he was going by like Maxwell Thoreau or something like that, I want to say. I'm not entirely sure.
Man, that is wild. That's wild. So you got your first match at 15 and a half. Like, when was your first singles match? Like, who was your first singles match?
I honestly want to say it was against. I want to say it was against Aiden. To be quite honest, I think me and him wrestled a few times, and then I remember my very first ever big feud, like actual feud. I remember is Jay Salvation, because I used to do a very flamboyant gimmick inspired by Adrian Street, and we did a whole thing with like weddings and stuff like that. Like we really played into it, and that was like really the first feud I remember. And I think the first match was Aiden. Those are like the first memories I can remember about it.
Man, give me just a second because I may have figured something out here.
The brilliant one, figuring it out.
That is right. I think it's got something to do with the reason I can't change it is I think it's got something to do with hold on. I think it's got something to do with, you know, being a personal profile, you know, kind of deal. So we're trying to fix it. But if you want to leave some comments, I can get comments on YouTube. You can go check it out on YouTube. I am getting comments from YouTube if you want to do comments on YouTube. But we're gonna get into some more stuff here. So you also started promoting shows too, right?
I did, yes. I had my very first ever show that I promoted. I want to say I was 16 and a half with that. It's High Royalty
16
Wrestling.
and a half when you promoted your first show?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. I paid all my wrestlers, and I had a pretty good bit of wrestlers on there. I probably had like maybe like 16. So there was like, I want to say there was like 7 or 8 matches or something like that. And there was a tables match.
So you did pay people. Okay.
Oh yeah. If a 16 and a half-year-old could pay his guys, I'm expecting some of these promoters out here to step up their game.
And we got several that, you know, they don't know how to pay, you know, people. They really don't. So what made you decide to promote? Like, I mean, because I mean gosh, man, dude, that is the most stressful job in the world. I mean, it's fun just going to a show, being a part of the show, just stepping in, and here we are. We're going to do a show, but then you got to go promote it, and that's just man, that's unreal.
So I feel like a big part of it was when I first started the place I was at, I didn't really like what the product was and stuff like that, and I always felt like I wish we could do this, I wish we could do that, and I was just like, I ain't never going to be able to do this here. So why don't I do my own thing? Then I can do this or that I want to do. And that's pretty much what I did. And that's really my thinking on it. Cause I have a really different mindset, I guess, than a lot of guys my age. A lot of people tell me that I just have a different mindset than people my age in wrestling. And there's just things that I want to be done differently. Things I want to be better. And I feel like a lot of promotions don't really pride themselves on that. And I feel like that's one of the things I wanted to pride myself on.
So what part of Florida are you from? Like what part and where did you run your first show at?
So I'm from Condell, Florida. So it's like the Panhandle area. And the place I ran my show in was Mariana. And it's kind of, Cottondale is the Dingleberries of Mariana. Like they're right beside each other. And it was underneath this big old pavilion on top of this hill where they used to shoot off fireworks. And how we got a lot of the people to come to the show is because it's right there on 90, which is like a main road on this area. And a lot of people were just driving by and they saw the ring and they was like, we want to go watch wrestling. So they stopped by, see how much tickets were, when the show was. And that's how we pretty much got our crowd, to be honest.
Oh, that's crazy. So as a promoter though, man, you got to get out there. You got to hit the streets and do it.
Yeah, so when I did my first show, I was still kind of figuring out. So I was kind of still nervous to put out flyers. I still went out and put out a couple of people I knew because I know a pretty good bit of people that run businesses in Mariana. And the last couple shows I did, though, I hit everywhere. I went all the way from Cottondale all the way to Tallahassee putting out flyers. Like I went everywhere.
Let's see here. We got a few comments. I'm going to try to get it cool. If you can, if you're on YouTube or something, you can do the comments on there. Let's see here. We got who your trainers were. If you got any more questions, just pop them up, and I'll try to keep up with them on the on the Facebook deal, and try to answer them there as well. So Kelly, the first time I saw you, Mr. Personality himself, you reminded me of somebody from the 80s. You had the bright colors, you had just the way you carried yourself in the ring. It was absolutely great. You go back and look at it. Who were some of your inspirations that brought Mr. Personality Kelly Klark to life?
I would say my top 5 biggest inspirations of like who I watched, who I studied. I love Gorgeous George just because like he used to do the stuff with the hair, and he would be extra exotic with like spraying the perfume around the ring, having the rug to stand on. Like everything was just very out there. Like I love the vibrant colors and stuff like that. I would say another one would be Kurt Hennig. I loved his like goofy personality in the ring. Like he didn't take it like super, super over the top like a lot of modern day wrestling, but for his time, like he was very much like a goofy guy in the ring, like getting kicked and flying upside down. That's things like that is what I love. I love the overselling and just being really out there like Mr. Perfect. And Shawn Michaels, of course. I feel like if a lot of wrestlers say they don't watch Shawn Michaels, I feel like they're lying, because Shawn Michaels is just he's the all-time GOAT in my opinion. I feel like you could watch Shawn Michaels and just learn how to wrestle just by him. People can say what they say, but Hulk Hogan is another one of mine. I feel like Hulk Hogan, he's just one of the greatest of all times. He knew how to get the most out of very little, and his character stuff. And I would say Ric Flair. It's a tie for the 5th one. It would be like Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes, like them two. Who were one of the best feuds ever in wrestling history, in my opinion. Those are just some of the guys I watched that were like, I want to be like these guys.
Oh, I agree fully on that. Let's see here. There we go. All right, so we got Luke Bates is watching. Singpet has left the building, he says.
Good.
Get this little girl off here is what Luke Bates says. I don't know who he's talking to.
I don't know. Definitely me, and I don't see nobody behind me. He's one of the biggest haters. Every time I was at the Gulf Coast Wrestling, he all the time would get mad at me for no reason when he's over there looking like one of the Dudley boys.
Well, you want to know a secret about Mr. Bates?
Let's hear the secret.
The secret is like his mom and his sister are the same person.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Yeah. So, he's probably about 3rd or 4th generation inbred. Not sure, which generation, but he's there. So
he's spectrum.
You drew me in the first time I ever saw you.
I appreciate
it. And it was at Gulf Coast Championship Wrestling. And it was just awesome to see it, because I honestly had never seen you before. Now, this has been over a year or so ago. I mean, I think Phantom Gold or whatever his name was running it at the time that I first saw you. I showed up at the show in a pink suit as a fan in the crowd.
Spikes on the loafers.
Yeah, yeah. And so, just chilling and hanging out. And I was very impressed with you that night. I thought you were great. So you must have watched a lot of old school stuff.
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite.
Now, when I talk about old school, I'm talking about either old school, WWE, or are we talking territory days? What was your favorite?
Well, I didn't grow up with either, so it's always weird when people are like, "Oh, which one was your like favorite?" Because I didn't grow up with neither. But I would say I love the territory days. Like I love the history behind it. I love the matches. I love watching all the old stuff with them. Just seeing how different each territory was, because you could watch Mid-South and all them, and it'll be totally different than like World Class. Like it's insane how different everything was.
Yeah, you'd have 6 different promotions, and it would just be all like 6 different styles, 6 different looks, 6 different productions. It was just great. Matt Klark wants to know who's next for your championship.
I assume he's talking about the Guardians championship at the Guardians Legacy. Honestly, whoever wants it, whoever wants to step up to be stepped on, because Mr. Personality is two-stepping on everybody that comes his way.
Well, if you want to know something, I just won the Lost Art Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. If you look at it, you saw the video.
That's the last? Yeah, you did. Hey, you had your hands on it. That's enough for me. You win it. You won it. You're the champion.
So why is Wes Warren running around here talking about I'm the champion? I'm the champion. Yeah, whatever. So Guardians of Legacy champion. What? Who did you beat for the championship?
I beat Jacob Walker.
Jacob Walker. I've been hearing that name a lot.
Yeah,
you got in the ring with Jacob Walker.
Too many. Way too many. He's the guy that brings the most out of me anytime I'm in the ring with somebody. That's the guy that brings everything out of me. Like when we're in the ring, I already know it's going to be a challenge mentally, physically. Like I know when I'm in the ring with him, something's going to be better in me that wasn't better before I got in the ring with him.
So how long has he been around? Because people have been talking a lot about him, over the last 6 months or so.
So he's probably been in it for like 6 years, a little bit over, I want to say. He was trained by Dory Funk Jr. And
who's Dory Funk?
What's up?
Who's Dory Funk?
Dory Funk Jr.
Yeah, who's that?
You don't know who that is? What?
You a wrestler or something?
You're playing with me. You're joking with me. You're lying to me.
Mm-mm.
You're trolling me. You're trying to be like Vladimir and Gato. You're trolling me.
I'm not. I'm really not. The only funk I've ever heard of is Terry Funk.
Oh, Jacob, now when he watches this, I didn't know he's going to be watching it. Boy's going to be heated. Go look him up for yourself. That's all I can say. One of the greats.
I'm just messing with you. Who don't know who Dory Funk Jr. is? He was in the 1996 Royal Rumble, by the way.
Yeah, boy. Hey, I love the Funks. What's crazy was I was in a locker room not too long ago, and I ain't gonna say the guy's name, but he he said that the Funks weren't good, and boy, it set off a few people in the locker room.
And who was this dude?
I can't say his name. Can't do it.
Now you can't open up a can of worms and not let the worms spill all the way out now. I mean, you just poured 2 worms out. The rest of them are ready to get out. Now, come on. All right, I'll tell you what. Will you tell me off air?
Yeah, I'll tell you off the air.
All right, we're off there right now. I just shut it down.
I can see the timer in the corner.
But anyway, seriously,
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. His first name is Kevin. I'll let y'all figure it out.
I'm just gonna say this, man. You talk about the Funks ain't no good. Like Terry Funk and Mick Foley, literally, made their names in Japan. Like they were legends over there. Both of them have wrestled for every major company in the United States. They've held world titles all over. And Funk, man, just can cut a hell of a promo. Dory, one of the best at, just chain wrestling, any kind of wrestling you want to do. Dory Funk can stretch you.
Yeah.
They're great.
And they had and like Terry Funk, like not only was he like good in the ring, but like his character stuff, he was very creative with his characters. And
right.
Yeah. Dory Funk, for being his age and still being able to go at it and stuff, like recently having the was it an exploding barbed wire match, I want to say, or something like that?
It was.
Yeah, like they're they're incredible. And one of my like Stan Hansen and them with like Dory Funk. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, let me
Always a
ask you
blood.
this.
What's up?
It was always a blood feud. Well, let me ask you this.
Bloodbath.
Bloodbath, and then you had Dusty Rhodes and Terry Funk, which was just absolute. You know, it was great. Brimstone. You know, Stephen Dixon said, "Can you two-step on Brimstone next?"
Hey, Brimstone wants it. He's at the Guardians. He is the legacy champion. I might be Mr. Two Step, Mr. Two Belt, Mr. Personality himself. And Brimstone wants it.
All right. Brimstone responded to Stephen Dixon and said, "Not on his life."
Line.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Is he underestimating you, Kelly Clark?
He is. He. Right. Every time I see him do a promo, he talking about sandwiches. He worrying about the wrong
and
thing.
a cup of Joe now. Can't forget the cup of Joe.
Yeah, you can't forget the cup of Joe. And every time, there's always one fan at Guardian shows that come up to me and say that he looks like my father. If I don't get off the coffee soon, I'm gonna be looking like Brimstone in the future.
There may be a meme tomorrow.
Do it. Let's go viral.
Not
Brimstone though.
Well, Brimstone can't go viral. But anyway, Brimstone was on the Brilliant Show not long ago. I've been around Brimstone a long time. Great talent. He's got a lot to offer in the wrestling business, and I enjoy him. And I think he's one of the top dogs. And if you could beat him and claim that Guardians Legacy Championship, man, that would be a big stepping stone for you.
It would.
To really cement a legacy in that. Now, I want to get to Guardians Legacy real quick. Now, I'm an instigator, okay? So I'm fixing to instigate some stuff here.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, Kelly Clark. Yes, I'm an instigator. So, Guardians Legacy. Tell me about Guardians Legacy. I've only, seen a few things about it. I live up there in Panama City. I'm 4.5 hours away, almost 5 hours away. Fill me in on Guardians Legacy, and then I'll ask my, my question.
So this is how I would describe Guardians Legacy to people. We're trying to be giraffes while everybody else wants to be elephants. That's how I would describe it.
Okay, Alan from The Hangover.
Hey, that ain't my quote.
Well, so hold on before you go any further and get back into it. I'm trying to make you shine a light on them. So what you're saying is somebody said that they were a giraffe, not an elephant. Okay. Now, I'm going to guess the reason that they're a giraffe is because they're majestic. They're majestic creatures.
We're trying.
Okay. All right, continue on.
So I would say also that the promoter is Skip. Skip prides himself on being the guy, being the promoter that focuses on his boys. And anybody that works in Guardians can testify for that. Like, he is always wanting to do what he can to help us out before anything else. He loves his guys, he loves his products, and he's a very understanding guy. Like, if you have an idea and you come up to him with the idea, he's going to sit there and listen, and he might try to direct it to make it where it's his vision, because just like any other promoter, they want it to be their vision. But he's willing to work with you on your vision as well. He's one of them type of people.
And he's majestic. Okay. Alan from The Hangover. He must have watched The Hangover one time too, man. But anyway, yeah. Was he from the Body Dynasty?
I have no idea. Probably not.
That was a wrestling thing. You didn't catch it.
I did not.
Chris Candido was Skip of the Body Dynasty back in 1995 in WWF.
Yeah, Chris Candido is he's someone I
Now,
ain't really watched.
hey, you ain't got to make up for it now. That ship has sailed, son.
No,
That
no,
ship
no,
has
listen,
sailed.
I've seen like one or two Chris Candido matches. One or two
Oh, you need to go back and watch a few more. But anyway,
more.
all right. So now I want to get to my thing. Guardian Legacy. When's their next show?
Their next show is Our next show is June 21st. We're gonna be a part of the WrestleCon coming up. So that'll be the June 7th and 8th, and then June 21st is when we return to the Rosenwald High School gym.
So June 21st. We got a question coming up. I'm not. Hey, I know he's 18, St. Pet. I'm not bothering him. But anyway, here's the thing. Luke Bates has got a question. We'll get to that in just a second. But so Guardians Legacy is running June 21st. Panama City, right?
Right.
Isn't XIW also running June 21st in the same city? Not too far down the road?
Hey, they are. Hey, but here's the thing.
It's two different products. I know that, but I'm just saying.
There.
Look at him. He's speechless. He just froze there.
No. We've had our dates posted for over a year. And honestly, I know there's people that think that XIW and Guardians Legacy has a bunch of shade, but I don't know much about it. All I can say is I love working for Guardians. That's the promotion that I love working for. People love working for XIW. They have their fan base. We have ours. And that's just the way I see it.
Cut that light on. We're going to get to that story in just a second. All right. No, I was just asking. I just saw it pop up. I was just wondering.
No, you're okay.
You know, I'm not trying to instigate anything. I was just wondering.
The instigator not trying to instigate.
That's right. That's what I'm not trying to instigate. But so let me ask you this: do you think that that's going to split a crowd, or do you think that? Now, I'm really not trying to jump into anything on this. I'm just trying to say, do you because the products are very different from each other? Do you think this will split the crowd, or do you think that the fan base that Guardian Legacy has and the fan base that XIW has is totally different? So it's not going to affect either crowd. Which one? What's your thoughts? Because I know Guardians Legacy is more PG.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I would say that it's two, like you said, it's two totally different things. They're a burger place. We're a taco place. Two totally different foods, two totally different things that you can see. Both shows are doing great. I feel like both shows get good crowds. You know, there's always going to be Guardians. They're going to have a light crowd. XIW is sometimes going to have light crowds. But I feel like the fan base for each promotion, I feel like are very loyal. And, you know, there's always going to be them fans that like, oh, I really want to go to this show because of this person and that person. But I feel like both shows have really good fan bases and really good loyal fans. So I don't see why it would be a problem for either promotion.
All right, there you go. You just laid it out for me. I appreciate that. All right, so Luke Bates says, Kelly Clark, who did you cheat to win your title?
No cheating with Mr. Personality. I'm a clean guy. Everybody knows it. The brilliant one knows it.
I've never seen you cheat.
Because I know
always fair and square. Always fair and square. Now, you've been cheated several times.
Anytime I lose, I get cheated somehow.
I've seen it. But I've never seen you, ever cheat. Never. So,
I don't have where I can recall about it.
I don't know where Luke Bates is getting that from. I guess he's getting that from. Have you ever seen the show? I know you're too damn young. You was probably 3 years old when this came out. True Blood. Have you ever seen True Blood?
I can't say I have.
Man, they had this little thing on True Blood. It was like Were Panthers. That's what they called them, Were Panthers. And the leader of the Were Panthers would tell, the other members of the Were Panther family that he was Uncle Daddy Felton. Uncle Daddy Felton. So you get that. That's what Luke Bates is. He's like Uncle Daddy Bates.
And look, I wonder if Luke Bates is kin to Norman Bates. You know, I didn't even think about that. Bates Motel.
Oh, Bates Motel. Ain't that the like one of the scary movies about the hotel that's haunted or something like that?
Yeah. Huh?
Maybe we're
Oh
talking
my
about
God, man.
we're talking about two totally different things.
Man, Bates Motel is Norman Bates. His mom owned a hotel, and he just killed people that came in there. And you need to go back and watch that. Sing Pet's got a question for you. Why Kelly Clark looked 28 and 16? Man, he don't look no 28. This dude don't even look 15 years old, man. He's barely got he's got one of them fake mustaches he put on.
Beautiful mustache. My girlfriend loves it. She loves my mustache. She always compliments it.
She's just lying to you, Kelly. I'm
Nah.
gonna just tell you that. Then
Women
don't ever tell the truth, man. What are you talking about?
W's or L's?
No,
I think you're just hating. I think you're just being a hater.
Sing Pet says he hates kids. Freaking hate kids. I freaking hate kids. Psycho. You've never seen the movie Psycho or anything like that?
I don't know. I'm not really a big movie guy.
All right, you ain't got to be a big movie guy, but all right. So there's iconic things in wrestling, right? We don't forget.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's iconic movies that you don't forget, and
Not
that
a
you
big
should
movie guy.
everybody should be aware of these things. Okay.
Hey,
So you need to go back.
These are the iconic movies I watched. I've seen Ghost. I've seen Dirty Dancing.
What?
I've seen Footloose.
Are you just Patrick Swayze and everything here? What, do you got an obsession with Patrick Swayze now?
I don't. My mama does. My mama loved Patrick Swayze so much. That was her man's. That was her man's. And John Clone. I've seen a lot of John Clone movies.
So if that's her man, then you're a love child between her and Patrick Swayze?
Maybe. That might be where I get my good looks from, and the mustache. Wait, he didn't have a mustache.
He was good looking. I'm looking at the comments here. Singpet says his iconic movies are like Avengers Endgame. Probably so, yeah.
No, I ain't seen Avengers Endgame yet. I'm not a big movie guy.
All right, so you're not a big... Oh, Casey. Hey, Mr. Personality. Fights don't start till 11 a.m. at Brewski's. 11 a.m.? Are you trying to get me up at 11 a.m.? No, I'll be up anyway. But all right. Well, you just inbox me later on that deal. But anyway, so you don't watch movies, you don't watch TV. Apparently, what do you do? What do you watch?
I watch wrestling and I watch wrestling.
Oh, you don't want to say what you watch outside that, right?
No. I do. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of I like anime. I like some anime. I like there's some.
So what you're saying? So technically, what you're saying is you like Pornhub, huh?
No. Stay off of that, kids. Bad addiction. Nobody should be watching it. Stay off of the hub. No. So one of my favorite shows is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I love Fresh Prince. I watched that.
I like that.
I love Family Matters. I love that. Let's see. Another show that I'm really this is a little thing that a lot of people don't know, but I'm a big fan of the show Breaking Bad. It's got some good storytelling, a lot of character development in it.
Thank you. We had Breaking Bad on last night. Chris Chambers. He was talking about the chemicals that he had been sniffing all day and stuff like that. And I was just like, so you were cooking in like a RV or something? So, I mean, I guess, he was a fan of Breaking Bad too.
Yeah, big fan, apparently. He watched it a little bit too much.
So, yeah, all right. So you've watched Breaking Bad. Have you seen all the episodes?
Yeah, I've rewatched it like once or twice.
Singpet says watch Dahmer.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer?
He does only No. Brian Dahmer. Yes, Jeffrey Dahmer. What?
I thought you.
Man,
I
were you born
I was
yesterday?
to say Dimer. I thought you said Dimer.
No, I said Dahmer. All right, let me ask you, what year was you born? 2005?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. October 10th, 2005.
So nothing good has happened in your lifetime. Wow,
No.
you've lived through nothing except for COVID.
Yeah. I was in 7th or 6th grade when COVID happened. I think 7th.
Golly.
I guess, well, dude, I watch a lot of YouTube. That's my generation stuff. We watch YouTube.
Yeah, I wish you could have grew up in my time.
I know. I wish I could
Or
too.
even better, Singpet's time.
Singpet's like
He
60.
graduated in 2005. Dude, I graduated before you was born. Like 5 years before you were born.
I'm a young cat.
My wife actually graduated in 2005 too. Damn. So she. All right. So, dude, like I did not really know I had a legit kid on my show.
Yeah. The young one.
Why? All right. So we got to talk about something else because Singpets took over the show like he does everything else he does. He got the worst birthday present. What was the worst birthday present you got?
The worst birthday present?
Matt Klark says he got the worst birthday present. I guess that was at a show or something.
He's probably talking about Hurricane Michael because Hurricane Michael happened on my birthday.
Who's Hurricane Michael? Is he a wrestler?
Nah, I wish. Hurricane, but not that hurricane. No, it was You really heard about Hurricane Michael? You lying to me. You trolling again. I was about to say you trolling. No, so So when Hurricane Michael happened, our house got completely destroyed. And I remember well, no, I can't say completely. The roof got blown off. That's completely destroyed me. The roof got blown off. And as the roof is getting blown off, my uncle looks at me and he's like, well, happy birthday. So that was probably the worst birthday present I ever had in my life.
So you don't want to blow a roof off anything anymore?
No, never.
No.
That ain't.
Well, dude, I lived through. So what? All right, when's your birthday? Let me ask you that.
October 10th.
See, you even missed Katrina. You weren't even a part of the biggest disaster. So I mean, golly, you missed everything. Like,
yeah,
you wasn't there for 9/11.
Hey, I lived through a presidential assassination attempt.
Oh yeah, that was just last year, wasn't it? Well, you know, I'll say this: we actually shared that together because I don't think. Wait a minute, maybe I was alive when there was an assassination attempt. I think Reagan had an assassination attempt. I can't remember what year it was, but
yeah, because he had he did the interview and like a balloon or something popped, and he said you miss.
Yeah.
So,
let's not bully him. He'll be wrestling until 2045. That is true, Simpet. I'll agree with you on that. We're not gonna bully this kid. He was raised on high-speed internet. Yeah, like you didn't even have to deal with dial-up.
No, my internet's bad out here. Listen, I live in like the country area. My internet's bad. If I hook up to my internet, my phone goes slower. That's how bad my internet is.
Oh, don't start trying to make up stuff to make us think, oh my God, Kelly Clark's got it hard.
Hey, I had my photos taken with a camera, not a phone. And I didn't get my first phone till I was like 10. Actually, I think I was 8, 10. Something like that.
When I was 10, they didn't even have cell phones, son.
Well, I can't help it that you're old. I can't
I
help
mean, the
that.
only cell phone the only cell phone they had when I was 10 years old was like a block phone, like the one that Paul Heyman used to carry around. That was the
Yeah.
only type cell phone they had. And of course, kids wasn't walking around with that. I
No,
didn't
I
get a
don't.
cell phone until I was like 17. And it was a
That's,
flip phone that looks like a transformer.
I don't remember what. I don't remember the model of the phone, but I know my first phone was like the Verizon flip phone, and I had Tetris on it, and I had Uno on it, and I think those were the only two games on it. And I think I ran up my mama's like bill because I downloaded a bunch of games on it.
Same Pet, if you're still watching, I just want to know if you remember this because we're young together. Do you remember the Nokia phone? The little Nokia phone that had the little snake game on it. Remember it? Because I'm telling you, you talk about Uno and all these games y'all play now, and all these games that's on the iPhones and stuff. Yeah, we played on a Nokia phone. It was like this tall, had a little antenna,
Ain't no
and
phone's like one of the hardest phones to break or something like that. I think there's like a trend where
yeah.
people try.
Well, it wasn't even a color, like it was the the green and gray kind of deal. It was terrible, but honestly, my Nokia had AOL Internet Messenger. Yes, mine did too. Mine did too. He don't even know what Instant Messenger is from AOL because AOL was dead by the time he was born.
I know it's horrible. Everything that y'all lived through is like gone almost. It's like a
It
whole new world.
really is. Like if you look at it, AOL, what is AOL, famous for?
I don't know. That like everything about that is gone. Everything.
They killed WCW.
Really? You
The
think that's
AOL
what
Time Warner merger. AOL, bought Time Warner, whatever, merged with Time Warner, killed WCW because nobody at AOL wanted anything to do with the wrestling business. And most of them at Time Warner didn't either. That killed it. Then AOL died years later because they thought the acquisition of AOL was going to be the big, today. Sonny broke the AOL servers when, they come out with that little floppy disk. We thought it was going to be good pictures, but it was just a disc to promote WWF. You probably don't even know who Sonny is, do you?
I know who Sonny is. Shawn Michaels and Sonny.
Well, she was married to who?
Hold up. I know the guy because he died from a ankle. Like he broke his ankle, blood clot. I know who it is. It'll come to me.
I bet it will. You
'Cause he
saw
did.
2 of his matches.
He started, or he didn't. Well, yeah, I think he started in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I can't remember the name, but Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He did like a baby gimmick for a while. He got bad on drugs, and they were like straight edge. And I think Sonny was the one that started him on drugs and stuff because they were like really straight edge.
Hey, Sing Pet, because we've already been here through this tonight. You can go ahead and comment down there because we all know who Sonny's husband was. You've seen 2 of his matches, I believe.
Oh, it's Chris Candido. It's the blonde. Ain't the move called the blonde bombshell, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I just can't remember the name.
It was Chris Candido.
Yeah, I wish because there ain't really a lot of his matches on YouTube. I don't know how I'll be able to watch a lot of his matches because I can only find a couple besides like a couple clips, like the 2-minute long videos they post. That's like really all I could find on there.
You don't have Peacock because your internet's terrible, right?
What's up?
You don't have Peacock, do you?
No, I don't have Peacock, unfortunately.
I'm gonna have to get you Peacock so you can go back and watch ECW. You can go back and watch WCW, and you can go back and watch some Smoky Mountain Wrestling on there where Chris Candido was. So we'll get that set up. What's your name, babe? Yeah, go ahead and get that set up for Kelly. I'm talking to my assistant right now. We're gonna work something out here on the Brandon Springer show to make sure that you're taken care of after the show.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I got so in my room I got a lot of like old DVDs and stuff. Like I got the original Elimination Chamber. Also, I got some of the VHS tapes of like the collectible stuff of WWF. It was like the weirdest matches in WWF, best Bret Hart matches, best Shawn Michaels and stuff like that. And I just got like tons of DVDs. But I had something. I can't remember the name of it that I was gonna mention. Oh, because you said ECW. I have the ECW, like Rise and Fall of ECW, One Night Stand ECW and stuff, the very first one. So I have a pretty good bit of like of a collection. It's just I don't have any of like really of the streaming services to watch. I've been watching Raw just because it's on Netflix now, but it's really hard for me to watch any of the streaming stuff.
I mean, it's hard to watch streaming stuff, but you can watch Nip Raw. That's crazy. But anyway, we're gonna move on. Saint Pet says we need to get you Starlink. I think so, and he doesn't wrestle children because Big Woody, said book Kelly Clark versus Saint Pet. You know what? Saint Pet already knows this. I've got a pretty big announcement coming up this week, possibly at the end of the week. It's probably going to shock a few people back in their seats. Maybe we can work this out because you'll be 19 in October, right?
Who, me? I'll be 20 in
Yeah.
October.
20. Saint Pet, he won't be a kid in October.
I won't
He won't be a kid in October. So
I'll be a grown-ass man.
he'll be a grown man in October. So maybe we can work something out in November. You saw. Get the TNA Best of AJ Styles DVD set. You need to do that. If you have not seen that, do you know who AJ Styles is?
I know who AJ Styles is. Yes. Actually, I did. You must not have seen my video. I did a one of his things with like the enziguri, then into the Pele kick. I did that recently at training.
I did see that video.
Yeah,
I figured you got it from Skip. Didn't know.
No. You will not see Skip doing anything in the ring.
I'm talking about Chris Candido, not.
No, I was gonna say you ain't talking about that.
I'm not talking about Guardians Legacy Skip. I'm talking about Skip of the Body Donnas. And Saint Pet said it looked good. It looked good. I'm gonna tell you something. Saint Pet does not like anybody. I like Saint Pet, but he don't like me. But here's the thing: if Saint Pet gives you a compliment, you better take that and run because that means a lot. Because he does not give those out very lightly. I'll say that on my hand.
I know he's low key a teddy bear and he doesn't even know it.
Nah, teddy bear.
Hey,
there's a T in there, but it ain't with a teddy. It's a troll. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all said.
Hey, teddy. He could be a troll teddy bear. He could be a hybrid. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Well, I guess you're right, but I just
teddy troll.
He lost to a broom. Who lost to a broom? Did you lose to a broom?
Lost. I did.
I'm sorry. I didn't know we were still live, Saint Pet. I didn't mean to. I will shut the F up. But anyway, I forgot we were live. I thought we were just talking. I remember. But anyway. So you lost to a broom.
I did. You ain't seen that video?
I have not. You need to send that to me. I'm like you on Chris Candido. I just hadn't seen but a couple of your matches. So send me the broom over.
I will. I'll send it over. It's funny because I got 2 of the videos up there.
All right, let me ask you this. If you'll send me the video of the broom and you're okay with it, can we show it on the Brilliant Show podcast Facebook page?
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right. Just make sure just to get out there. I'd like some of the Brilliant Ones fans, like you with Chris Candido. Not everybody's heard of Kelly Clark or Brandon Turner.
That's true. Were you relevant?
Yeah, we need to get everybody out there. We need to get names out there. So people that you know, I don't know. People I know, you don't know. So, some we both know. But anyway, there's a story I want to get to. And I've been trying to get to it, but Saint Pet. Oh, hold on, he's got something else coming. Oh, never mind. Before we get to the next thing, what is your favorite opponents?
My favorite
Terra
opponent?
Rising. There you go. You know who Terra Rising is?
No, I can't say I do.
All right, he's done. He's done, St. Pat. He can't tell us who Terra Rising is.
My favorite. What do you want? Like a top 3?
Let's see what Steven. Yeah, give me a top 3.
Top 3. I would say we'll go like number 3 will be my like. We'll save number 1. Number 1 is the number 1 spot. We'll work it correctly. But number 3 would definitely be. I'm
If you did not hear that, he said number 3 was the brilliant one because you kind of cut out, but I understood it. You said your number 3 was the brilliant one. I can't hear you, Kelly. Can you hear me? Man, he froze up right there. Let's exit this down and see what happens. All right. Can you hear me? Man, he's moving slow, isn't he? Hey, Kelly. Oh, man, Kelly went out. Well, while he's out, Kelly Klark is going to be a big deal in the next 3 years. I'll give him that. Yeah, I'll give him that. Kelly Clark's a great talent coming up. Losing to a broom is definitely better than losing to a worm. Well, when you lose to a worm, Jarrett, your career, your life, everything's over. I was at Kelly Clark's first match at WWA at 16. We got Kelly, or 15, Kelly Clark coming in. There is no, all right, Kelly. You said number 1, number 2. I know number 3 was the brilliant one, but who was number 1 and number 2?
No, number 3 was definitely Andreas, not the brilliant one. I ain't never had the opportunity to work you.
Oh yeah.
Someone ought to book it. Someone ought to book it. But Andreas definitely number 3.
We don't need to book it. But
We need to book it.
maybe book me to manage you. That may work. But anyway, I got something here. Who's your favorite opponent? Sing Pet giving you another compliment. My God, what have you done to this man? He said, honestly, Kelly Clark is going to be a big deal in the next 3 years. I'll tend to agree there. Like I said, I'm very fond of you. Losing to a broom is definitely better than losing to a worm. Do you know the worm?
I do know the worm. I don't know him on a real big personal level, but I've heard some things.
Well, I'll tell you some more things. The worm is the biggest piece of trash that's ever walked God's green earth. So there you go. Anyway, don't ever lose to the worm. There's not enough money in the world to ever do that. It says AOL. That's the reason you went out with AOL. Woody, Big Woody. You know who Woody is, right?
I love Woody.
Woody's great, man. He's been around forever. I always got to give him a little bit of hell, but Woody's great. He says, I was at Kelly Clark's first match at WWA at 15.
Yeah, he was. I think in the video you can see him in the front row because you know Woody. He's got to have that.
You can't miss Woody. You can't miss Woody. So you probably did see him in the front. Here's the thing with Woody, man. Woody is one of those people that has been around forever. Great guy. I always enjoy seeing Woody. I think I saw Woody when I first got in, like the first day. But Woody's been all over. Like he used to go to SWA shows. He's seen a lot of guys have their first match. Woody's so old, he probably saw my other guest the other night, Reggie Matthews, have his first match. There's no telling that.
I remember being a little kid watching Woody at XWX shows.
Oh, Woody, man. The only thing about Woody is I just can't find nothing good about Woody. No, I love Woody to death.
Nah, I got to defend Woody. Woody is willing to buy merch. Woody is always there cheering or booing. Woody does what Woody needs.
Wait a minute. Woody's always buying merch. He's never bought any of my merch.
Oh, well, Woody, go buy the Brilliant One merch because that ain't right, Woody. Now I can't defend you, Woody. You done ruined it, Woody.
I mean, look, as good as I've been to Woody, I've tried to help Woody out and everything. He's never bought a Brilliant Show shirt or the Brilliant One shirt or anything. The Brilliant One shirt's actually coming out soon. We got a graphic. I'll, get it out there. But
Woody should be the first one to buy something.
He should. I mean, he's never spent a dime on me. So, I mean, we sell stickers on brainbustertees.com. It's $3 just to show a little bit of support.
You hear that, Woody? Buy two.
Yeah. Show a little bit of support, Woody. But let me see here. I'm trying to see what all we got. We got some questions that I can catch us up on. Because like I said, I don't know what happened with maybe I do know what happened. I think I figured it out. Even though we're too far in for it to really matter, I think I figured it out. But anyway, I've been wanting this story forever. Because remember when me and you was at when I booked you at AWA and you came in and me and you, because that venue, the Ocean Springs Civic Center, that was a great venue to, wrestle in. Was it not?
Oh,
it had the double deck. Everything was great. But we did a podcast that really never got released then.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did. We were, I think we were supposed to do another one too, but I don't think we never got to it. But I do remember the one we did there.
Yeah, we didn't get to another one, but we did one upstairs. It was fun. It was like 5 or 10 minutes. It was just a little, just a little interview deal. And I remember you telling me a story that you drove 8 hours, 7 hours, no transmission or whatever, just tooting along in your car with no air conditioning. Because when you got to the show, I mean, like looked like you took a shower.
Yeah.
You were wet. So tell me that story.
Okay, so the car had very bad transmission, like horrible transmission. I would drive on the interstate, could only go 50 miles per hour on the interstate. And the car had no AC, and at that time going to the AWA show, I believe it was the summer, so that's probably why I was sweating really bad. So
it was like July.
Yeah. So no AC, June. Going down the road 50 miles per hour. And that's pretty much how my journey was for about a couple years into the business, because I didn't have a really nice car, just starting out driving. So, you don't really get a nice car when you first start out. At least I didn't. And I made do with what I had. And I'm always going to make do what I had. I'm not afraid to go through a little challenge in life to get to my goals. I'll sleep in my car if I got to, which I have recently multiple times already. And
wait. Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you continue on and then we'll get to that.
So I've had a couple promoters tell me that they booked me just because I posted a photo of me sleeping in my car going to an NWA show for the tapings in Tampa. So it's pretty cool knowing that I got booked just because I slept in my car.
All right. Now, you just said something that was really good, because I saw you. What was the last time me and you? We filmed a video the last time we saw each other, which was in Conehatta, Mississippi.
Yeah.
For Pro Wrestling Ego, all right. So I've been in the business doing the managing stuff for about 5 or 6 years. And the closest show to me was an hour and a half. That's the closest show.
Right.
The Conehatta one, 30 minutes. That was the closest show I've had in 6 years. And that was, just 2 or 3 shows ago.
Yeah.
But I remember when I saw you there that night, and I said, "Hey man, you still no air conditioner?" And you said, "No, I got the air conditioner fixed. I finally got air conditioner." And I was like, there goes the gimmick. But anyway.
Yeah, but I had to get it fixed. I don't even care about that gimmick. That gimmick can stay gone, retired. I need the AC. It's about
Oh shoot! I'm
Kick me
sorry.
out, kick me off the
I
show.
did. I didn't mean to kick you off there.
It was about
I
time
hit
for a
the
gimmick
wrong-
swap.
So yeah, because I mean, God, man, driving. All right. So when we were doing the shows in Ocean Springs at the Civic Center, how many hours were you driving then?
That was probably about 4, which is honestly a pretty close show for some of the shows I've been to.
Yeah, I mean, same for me. 3.5 is a close one. 3 hours is a close one for me. Usually, nobody within the hour or so radius will book me. I wonder why. Anyway, I guess I'm just controversial. But anyway, our instigator, or whatever you want to say. My funny thing about this is, though, you just mentioned something that's just crazy because Mick Foley used to talk about it when I was a kid. Everybody talked about sleeping in your car.
Mm-hmm.
I got a story for you about sleeping in your car in a second, but how was it sleeping in your car?
It's rough. It's really rough. Because
I'm about to tell you a rough story.
so my car, you can't really see it, but my car is like really small. So I have to lay down my back seat because the whole thing will lay down. And then I have to put my feet in the trunk. So I'm like squished up. And my car, it's like an older car. So you can't really, I don't even know. I don't even know if modern cars can do it. Some cars, you know, how
What
some
kind
cars,
of car do you have?
what's up?
What kind of car do you have?
I have a Kia Rio 2009.
Oh shit! So you got one of them like compact cars, like super compact. I had a
Right.
the Kia Rio, which is I think I had a 2008 though.
About the same thing. I think it's the
Yeah, so
exact same.
it's no difference. Like I was driving around. I'll tell you that story in a minute. But anyway, continue on.
So it's really rough, not gonna lie. But so you can't leave the key on because your car will die. So you have to sleep with no AC. And I was down there in the Orlando area because
Ooh.
I stayed in Apopka, Florida, so it's a lot hotter. Because I stayed in Apopka to go to Tampa, do the show in Tampa, came back, and then I stayed in my car again to go train with Sean Spears and Tyler Breeze. So basically, I just had to survive in the heat, and it's really rough. It's horrible. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm a money saver. Like I'm a Jew when it comes to money. I will not spend money unless I have to. I live off of tuna packets when I'm on the road. Like I would do whatever it takes to save money.
Ryan Gale says, "What can he expect?" I know. What can I accept? Or what can I say accept? Oh, anyway, well, all right. So the Kia Rio, I had a 2008. That
Right.
like, man, if I slept in that thing, my feet would have to be out the window. Like I couldn't cramp myself up in it.
They are. It's crappy. And plus, I had all my gear and my merch with me, so I had to put it all on the front seat just to be able to
Yeah,
sleep in the
because
back.
the trunk is this big. Like you can't even fit a cigar in the trunk of that damn thing.
Yeah, it's horrible.
All right, I'm gonna tell you a funny story that happened. I don't know. I know you probably don't know this because you're too young to know, but I play poker a lot for a living, and one of my best friends, he was my best man in my wedding. I remember one day it was like 2011 or so. So we're going back to the day you were born, and but anyway, no, like 2011, I think it was. And there was a dog track in Jacksonville, Florida, that hosted a poker tournament called the Florida Millions. So you could go and satellite your way in to this tournament called the Florida Millions. If anybody remembers the Florida Millions, comment. It was one of the favorite tournaments I played every year. And one year I went down there and played it. I played it at the Pensacola dog track. And I loved that dog track. I made so much damn money at that dog track in Pensacola. It was unbelievable playing poker there. Well, anyway, I
So
went to Jacksonville and to play the poker tournament. And I think it was a 2-day tournament. So day one, I get down there. Me and my buddy, my best man in my wedding, he's like my brother. We go down. He rides down with me. He used to ride with me places, keep me company or whatever. So we drive down to Jacksonville to play this tournament. And he goes and I don't know what he does while I'm playing the tournament because he didn't play.
Right.
And I'm playing this tournament all day. Like we started at, I want to say it was like 10 or 11. We got done at midnight. And I'm like, dude, did you get the hotel? And he's like, you're not going to believe this. I'm like, what? He's like, I didn't have no money. I said, dude, all you had to do is get in the bag. And because I trusted him, you know. I thought all you had to do is get in the bag and go get my money. He's like, I was going to, Brandon, but there wasn't no money in the bag. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, I opened the bag. There was no money in it. I was like, because I mean, I was already in the tournament, so I didn't have to pay in the tournament. I satellited in, so you got to remember this. We drove down. I had like $20 or $30 in me. We got down to Jacksonville. We ate a little bit or whatever. He's like, but there was no money in the bag. I was like, dude, I remember I put the money in the bag that yesterday morning. He's like, no, yeah, I don't think you did. So I called my girlfriend at the time and I said, hey, did I leave my money on the dresser? And she walks in there and she says, yes, you did. It's sitting right here. So I
Sheesh.
drove all the way to Jacksonville, didn't have no money. We didn't have no money to eat. We didn't have no money to get a hotel room. We slept in a Jeep Grand Cherokee, a 2003 Jeep Grand Cherokee, windows down on the beach, feet out the window. And I'm like, I was starving, played this tournament. I can't remember how many people were in it. We got to day 2, which is the reason we had to stay the night. And I ended up making the final table and like 20 grand at the end of the day. And I looked at my buddy and I was like, man, we got money to stay at the hotel. No, we're driving back tonight. This has been the worst day. I was like, we got to go. I was like, shit. I can tell you some poker stories of some of the shit that happened to me in Vegas and stuff like that. That's just unreal. And
Quick question: did y'all? Was it during the summer when you went down to that area?
yeah, it was July.
Oh boy, I bet y'all was stanking the next day.
Stanking and everything. Look, dude, I'm gonna tell you. Let me look at these comments here. I'm gonna tell you this, dude. Agree with y'all, AI. What you saying AI far away? You saying we artificial intelligence?
That don't even make sense.
He means y'all, I think. But anyway, dude, it was so bad. And I'm the type of person, I've got to take a shower in the morning. I got to take a shower before I go to bed. Okay. I'm not one of these that can, you know, go out there and get sweaty and go to bed. I just can't do it.
Right.
Dude, I did not sleep at all that night. And my buddy's like, well, you won't be in the tournament long. We wasn't even in the money on day 2. Like, we had to knock out like 15 people before we got to the money. And he's like, if you get knocked out before those 15 people, I'm going to kill you. Because we didn't have money to get gas to get back. I mean, literally, I don't know how much it was that I had on me. Like, because I always had my little money sack that I put in my bag. And I don't know how much money it was on me. I guess it was enough for me to get down there, us to eat the first night. And then we didn't have nothing. So he's like, if you don't finish in the money, and he's like, if you don't make a certain amount of money, I'm going to kill you. Because we drove down here and I've sweated my ass off, didn't sleep at night. Everything was biting us. I mean, them damn windows in the car, you can't sleep with them up.
Right.
You got to have them down. And we were sweating so bad, like, dude, it was horrible. But when I finished.
It sounds like the plot of a Hangover movie. Minus.
Yeah, that's about what it was. Dude, when we finally got done and I hit that money, and like it's not like, you know, at the normal like casinos where You go up and just cash your check out, and you're gone. No, dude, you got to go through this whole process. It took forever, but when we finally got it, I looked at him and I was like, "You want to stay the night, freshen up?" No, I want to get the fuck home now. That's what he said. And I was like, "Okay." I said, "Can we at least eat?" He's like, "Yeah, we got to eat. I'm about to starve." He said, "I'm starving to death." And we went and ate. I can't even remember. I think it was like a Ruby Tuesdays or something. I can't even remember. I think it was a Ruby Tuesdays. And we picked out, man. Like we ordered appetizers and everything because we were so starved. You know when you're hungry.
Right.
And I was just like, we got done. And I was just like, we spent too much money on that food, but it was worth it, I guess. But
It was worth it for the story. Now you can
yeah.
tell to everybody.
But yeah, that's the sacrifices you make for like poker, you make for wrestling. That's just the way it goes, man. I mean, it's like that. And you with no transmission, no AC. It may have been like rough to do that, but it's a story. It's something you can tell.
Right.
Like you lived it. And that's what it's all about, is experiences.
That's why I'm doing it, honestly, because I feel like it's one of them things that helps me build my character. It helps me appreciate the business a little bit more than what most people do, because it's going to be moments like that I'm going to be able to sit back and laugh about, and I'll probably remember that more than anything else about wrestling, to be honest. Just those little moments sleeping in my car.
Now let me ask you this. So let's say you got an offer to go to Maine to wrestle for Limitless Wrestling. Have you ever heard of Limitless Wrestling?
Yeah. Is that that's one of the like bigger indie promotions, right? MJF
Yes.
WrestleForm and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you got an offer from Limitless, Randy, if you're listening, Randy Carver, listen tight. The owner of Limitless Wrestling. He'll sometimes tune in. If you're listening, so Kelly, if you got an offer from Limitless Wrestling, hey, can you come up to Maine and do a show? Can't get you a hotel room, but can get you a car to sleep in there. Would you take that offer?
Say it one more time. If they offered me what?
If they offered you to come up to wrestle for Limitless Wrestling,
Yeah.
which not only you talk about MJF, but what about Carmelo Hayes? He was the Limitless Wrestling heavyweight champion when he got signed for to WWE or NXT at the time.
Right.
But
and other people that's been through there too.
Who?
There's a few other people that's been through there too.
Yeah, Anthony Green went to NXT. There's a lot of people that's been through Limitless, and Randy Carver is he's kind of like you. He's a young kid who's running a wrestling promotion, one of the top wrestling promotions in the world. And he's been doing it at such a young age.
That's awesome.
But if they offered you a spot to come up to Limitless to be on the show, but you had to sleep in your car, would you?
Yeah, 100%. Wouldn't bother me.
15 hours now. That's a 15-hour drive. Probably
15
longer for you.
15 hours of memories I'll probably never get back in my life. And I'll probably spend doing something else.
Now, you know that herpes will follow you back, right?
Oh, I'm not getting no herpes. Not Mr. Personality.
What's that on your lip there? Looks like a cold sore.
Where at? Oh,
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
where? Oh, that?
Yeah.
That ain't nothing but a
Kelly
lip.
Clark needs to do that Gabe Sapolsky tryout. Have you done a tryout or anything?
I have not done a tryout. I do, however, I do plan on talking to some people to try to see about how going about one, because I do want to do one. Even if I don't make it, I want to do it for the experience.
Well, you're not going to make it. And I'm not saying you're not good enough. It's just that and I'm gonna be said, like it would be good for you to do the Gabe Sapolsky trial. It would. It's like $100, I think. You go
Right.
down, you get to do. They talk to you for 2 hours, do a 3-minute match, whatever. But here's my thing. It gets you a little more experience.
Mhm.
Like doing these trials and stuff, they're money grabs.
Oh, 100%. It's all,
I'm an instigator again.
I feel like it's all work.
Oh, it is. And let's just go ahead and agree on something real quick. Like WWE is not necessarily looking for independent wrestlers. They're looking for athletes.
Yeah, I would say that.
TKO is.
Yeah, they if they wasn't looking for like athletes or stuff, they wouldn't have it where you could go onto their website, and if you're like a D1 athlete, that you can just skip some of the stuff and just go to like one of their main things and get up with someone directly. They're always gonna be pulling for the models and them like football players and stuff like that. I mean, that's no brainer. That's how wrestling's been forever.
Yeah, I mean it's about who you know. It's not about really the talent. It's about who you know.
Right. Yeah, because in this case, there will be hundreds. If it was based on talent, there will be hundreds of wrestlers on WWE that wouldn't be on the Indies no more, and there will be wrestlers on WWE that wouldn't be on WWE no more.
Agreed fully. But anyway, man, like the memories going up 15 hours up there doing the Gabe Sapolsky trial would be good. I mean, it would be enlightening. You get to learn a few things. I'm sure Gabe's been around for a while too. But it's just like, it is a money grab. Like they're just taking the money, they're coming in, they're evaluating you for, they're trying to give you just enough to make you feel good.
Right.
All right. Kelly Clark, you got a lot of potential, kid. You got a lot of potential. Just keep plugging away at it. Keep plugging away. You'll hear from us. You'll hear from us. By the way, here's your certificate. But you'll be hearing from us. I promise you. What's your number again, now, kid?
I can't give that on. I can't give that on the live.
No, I'm just saying you could have made up like 555-2043.
911 is my number.
Okay. Well, we're going to get back with you, kid. You've got a future in this business. And then they walk off and you go, hey, Mr. Sapolsky, how you doing? Who the hell are you?
Right.
I'm Kelly Clark, Mr. Personality. And he's like, okay. You told me I was going to make it. You told me I had it. Kid, I tell everybody that. We get your $100 and we move on. But anyway, I do see a lot of potential in you, Kelly. But Kelly, Matt Clark's got one. Kelly, can you and Ray Fury try to outdo each other at y'all's merch table? Nobody can outdo Ray Fury at a merch table. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, I love Ray Fury, but have you seen my merch table? My recent merch table picture.
Yeah, your fanny packs and all. I tried to get my wife to buy one of your fanny packs for us to go to the concert the next night, and she goes, "It has to be a clear bag, baby."
So, I got the mannequin. I got posters. I got the 8x10. I got a mannequin.
Not a blow-up doll, mannequin.
Not a blow-up doll. Never Mr. Personality. Mannequin only.
Right.
Listen, I gotta send you my photo because when you see my merch table, you're gonna be like, "That's wild." But I feel like
hold on. You can't send it to me right now, though, can you?
I cannot.
I would post it right here on the Brilliant Show if you could send it to me right now.
Is there a way I can send it through the chat? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you can send it through the chat. It'll pop up on the chat, I think, and I can maybe do it. But anyway, your merch table, I saw the fanny packs. I saw the 8x10s. I saw the T-shirts. I saw Ray Fury has bath bombs.
Who uses bath? Who takes bath? What grown man takes bath nowadays? What grown woman takes baths? If you take baths, you're nasty because you're just sitting there soaking in your own dirtiness. I'm sorry, but you are. Do not take baths. Take showers only.
I don't take baths. I take showers. But
And then you got Koloff. You got Koloff with his little ping pong painted ping pong balls, charging up the alley for him $5 a piece for ping pong balls. Koloff, you're a scam, a big scam, Mr.
whoa, we do not talk bad about Koloff on this podcast. I'm gonna bring Kelly Clark back on. Don't get me wrong. We don't talk bad about Vladimir Koloff. That's the greatest client in the world. I'm hoping Kelly learned his lesson when we come back. We're about to find out.
And Koloff, if I ever see him.
And I guess Kelly is on a commercial break right now. We have put in our little commercials. We'll get back to him in a minute.
That's all I'm going to say about it. Ping pong ball should not be on tables.
All right, there you go. He missed it. All right, good. Let's see what commercials we got here going on. Vladimir Scam-off is what Scene Pet says.
He does.
He agrees with you.
He's a scammer.
All right. So anyway, let's get to a couple other things. We talked about the Guardians Legacy. Who's some other promotions in Florida you work for and across Mississippi and beyond?
So I do shows with New Heights Wrestling. I would say New Heights Wrestling ran by Waylon Barley. He's the promoter. I would say New Heights and Guardians are my home promotions, and they're some of the ones that gave me like the big chances. Recently, I worked for Next Level Championship Wrestling. I got Crusade coming up. I'm excited for that.
Who? Crusade? Joey Abel?
Yeah, baby. Crusade Pro Wrestling coming up. I believe that's July 13th, if I'm not mistaken.
You're going to work for Butterbean? No, it's July the 12th. You're going to work for Butterbean?
He's paying me my rate. That's all work can ask for. You pay Mr. Personality's rate. Are you willing to work with Mr. Personality's rate? Hit me up on my email, bookmptv@gmail.com. Mr. Personality is looking for the bookings. I made my debut at Combat. Ray Fury called me up and said, "Hey kid, you're looking good. Love the merch table." As a matter of fact, Ray Fury said that I had a better merch table from his own mouth.
I'm going to have to hear this because I just don't believe Ray Fury would have done that. I had him on the show Monday. So I've been around Ray Fury for about 7 or 8 years and I never heard him compliment anybody. So,
he loves Mr. Personality, especially his merch table. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I wouldn't lie.
I know Ray's great. I love Ray. But that's one of the things that people don't understand. Like, independent wrestling is a business. You have to put yourself out there. You have to put merch out there. A lot of people are too lazy to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I can understand if you're wanting to do this for a hobby and, I don't care about merch sales. I'm here to have fun. I want to, have a wrestling match. But, like, the merch, puts a little bit of extra money in your pocket. So, you got fanny packs. What other merchandise do you have, and where all can you get it at?
So, I'm coming out with a website, so you can get your merchandise at my table, or if you message me, I'll ship them to you. But I am building me a website right now. But I got T-shirts, I got 8x10s, I got big old posters, I got the fanny packs, I got wristbands. Let's see, I got keychains, I got lanyards. I'm coming out with some headbands. I got some headbands on the way. I got cups, I got book bags, and I think that's about it. Oh, and I got coloring pages. You can get listen. In the words of Ray Fury, I got a mini Walmart. All you got to do is come find me at any show near you.
Oh,
You just call my shirts boring. You call my merch table boring?
oh. I mean, dude, I didn't call none of that boring. I called you boring, but I almost fell asleep during that.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
But no, like, no, I agree. I agree. You tear it up. I love how you do your merch stuff. I love how you do everything. I mean, like, you're a great up and coming talent.
I
I
appreciate
hope
it.
I have not killed, the brilliant show tonight by the way that we've carried this, because you've been a great guest, and I just shit. I've been a terrible host tonight. Have I? Have I?
No. This is actually one of the most funs I've had on a podcast. Because most podcasts is really really basic. Like, of course, you're always going to ask like, "Oh, how'd you get into wrestling?" and stuff like that. But it's always fun, and I feel like knowing you and stuff has made it a lot more fun than what most podcasts are, because most podcasts are just so generic. Where'd you start wrestling? Who's your favorite wrestler? Who's your Mount Rushmore? So I appreciate the Brilliant One making it a very fun and exciting podcast for Mr. Personality.
Well, dude, I mean, it has to be fun and exciting. We restarted this thing 3 times.
Yeah, hey, you're right. Clip that, by the way. Clip that I said that your podcast is one of the best. You got to post it.
Oh, definitely. I most definitely will. I'm gonna write that timestamp down right now. Hey, remember this timestamp: 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 25 seconds. Because I don't have a pen, so we'll put that stamp down. But no, like, look, me and you have talked several times just about how some of the most oddest things, like, the transmission thing, just those are bucket list things to mark off. Like, no, nobody wants to drive 5 hours without AC, but when you do it and you make it home, you're like, damn, I did it. That's a story I've got to tell.
Oh, 100%.
So, I mean, like, some of those, what is something that you would really like to knock off your bucket list? But I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours. But what's something you want to knock off your bucket list that you know is not going to be easy? And if you had to do it, it's still going to be, like, just brutal.
You like me like a goal wise?
Mm-hmm.
Within the next couple of years, I definitely want to, maybe not even within the next couple of years, within a year or so, I at least want to experience a tryout. I want a tryout shirt. I want to be able to say I did a tryout.
Talked about Crusade Pro. There it is. Mayhem, July the 12th, 2025, Poplarville, Mississippi. If you don't know who that is, who is that, Kelly?
That is the man, the myth, the legend, the future up and coming, the one and only Mr. Personality, Kelly Klark.
There you go. So that's a Crusade Pro. All right, you want me to tell you what? I'm a wrestling manager. You've seen me manage. But what's your thoughts on my management skills first off?
I feel like you're good. I feel like you're there like when you need to be. You disappear when you need to be. And I feel like that's pretty much what you can ask for a manager. And you're willing to like actually get in there and make the whoever you're with look good. Whether it's your opponent, whether it's your teammate, you make whoever you're in there with look good.
Oh, I appreciate those kind words. You know what one of my goals in wrestling was? And I still want to make it happen. I don't know if it'll ever happen. I doubt it will. And if you hear this and you're like, oh, I'll do it for you if you want me to. I'm not asking you to do it. I want it to be organic. I want it to actually just be like a legit deal.
Right.
I want to do a Roddy Piper. I want to start a riot. I want somebody to try to stab me. That is legitimately. I want to piss people off so bad that it starts a riot. Now I know that some people say I'll stab you. No, I don't want it to be like you want to stab me. I want it to be organic.
I can see that.
Next week, Kelly Clark, you're gonna read the headlines. Wrestling manager dead after being stabbed at wrestling event. Going by the moniker the Brilliant One,
was stabbed by Luke Bates at a Suge White puts the eyes on. That's the first comment we got on YouTube. Do you know who Suge White is? Because he said you had a body bag with your name on it.
I know of Suge White. I never worked him, but
You
hey,
know of Suge White?
I know of
You
Suge
should have
White.
shut up right then and not said that. Do you know that you are on the Brilliant Show with Suge White monitors? Okay. He was just on it last Thursday. All right. He monitors this show. This man's dangerous, dude. And you just said you've heard of him? You should have
Heard of
said,
him.
yes, I know Suge White. Great athlete, great talent. Because now you really are probably going to be in that body bag, son.
Hey, I'll make a body bag have personality, just like I made a broomstick have personality.
Kelly, I wanted you to live to 20, but I don't think it's going to happen because of.
I'll just stay away from Mississippi. I'll stay in Florida. Wait, where is he from?
He's from Louisiana, but he'll be in Florida on June the 21st when they're running shows over there at at the Guardian Legacy. He won't be far down the road. So you just wrote your death warrant, son, and I hate this because I was always a fan of yours, Kelly. Like, I was a real big fan of yours. Now shows, man.
Who is he working at XIW?
Well, whoever it is ain't gonna last because now he's gonna go through them to get to you. I'll have to find out, man. I mean, God, this is
If he's watching,
upsetting.
who are you working at XIW?
This is upset me. Suge's on here. He's laughing. Suge, who are you working at XIW? I mean, this is upset me because I'm a Kelly Klark fan, but Suge's already got a body bag for him, and now he says he don't. I've heard of Suge. You don't hear Suge. You know Suge.
Suge Silent?
No. He's violent.
He's violent. Silent but violent.
Yeah. Gosh, man.
Well, whoever
Sal.
is working.
Oh, well, he's working Sal. So, well, there you go. Sal's already in the nursing home. Now he's going to be in the damn casket.
Was he in? He's in the nursing home. I just got all of that. That's crazy.
So, damn.
No,
Little Birdie. Hold on. Little Birdie says Kelly coming to Louisiana. Uh-oh. It looks like your tombstone's already marked, son.
I do got a show in Louisiana coming up soon. You gotta have blood work in Louisiana, do you?
Yeah, can't have herpes either.
I don't have herpes. Luckily that.
Oh,
Even though you're trying to say
throwing it out there. I was just throwing it out there.
You're trying to claim I do, but I don't.
Oh, I see that cold sore right there. But all right. So, what company is this? Hopefully, it's not Takeover Wrestling. Not that I know anything about Takeover.
No. I believe it's Top Draw.
Oh, Top Draw.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Show's about to kill you, man. I'm sorry.
But there was something I was gonna mention. Did I already say Little Birdie? Oh, that was a previous comment.
Yeah, Little Birdie says Kelly's coming to Louisiana. Suge, he'll have that on your tombstone. Oh, he coming to my house. So it looks like you coming to his house. Looks like you ain't leaving, son.
I'm a permanent guest. I like that. That's a good host right there.
Well, Suge, I just want to say this, brother. Congratulations, man, on making your debut this weekend. I'll just say that. I don't know how much is out about it, but congratulations on this weekend. I think very highly of the company there and the promoter. And he's a great guy. So I'll just ready to see him and Raza square off, though. Raza Riley, have you seen him? Let me guess. I've heard of him, but I've not seen him.
We was all on the show together.
Oh, we was. Was that your first match to see him in?
Yeah, it was.
So that was his first match. You've only seen 2 Chris Candido matches. Let me guess. You've only seen like what, one Ricky Steamboat match?
No. I love Ricky Steamboat. I listen. So you know
I
how
said
people say
Richie Steamboat.
no. You know how they say that Ricky Morton is one of the is like the top seller ever or whatever. Everybody's like, oh, I want to sell like Ricky Morton.
Yeah.
I want to sell like Ricky Steamboat. Everything that Ricky sold was absolutely beautiful.
What was his greatest match?
My
your opinion?
favorite is of course the Macho Man one.
I
You
was
could be
going
like,
to say, if you didn't say that, I was going to slap you.
yeah, I mean, and I know everybody's like, oh, that's so cliche to say that. Oh, Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man is one of the best matches, but it is. I mean, it is. You can't say it is other. It isn't otherwise.
Yeah, go watch WrestleMania 3 if you don't believe me. I mean, I'm not saying nothing against Steamboat Flares. But if you have not seen Steamboat versus Macho Man WrestleMania 3, go watch it. And if you have and you say that that's not one of the greatest matches of all time.
So, you know, I was listening to Jim Cornette a while back, and he was talking about like Ricky Steamboat and stuff. And he made a great point. He's like, people claim that like Ric Flair is like one of the best of all time, when like anytime or like Ricky Steamboat has some of the greatest matches. And it's funny that like Ricky Steamboat's in the matches and not Ric Flair. Like he has so many overlooked matches that people don't really realize that he could be considered like one of the greatest of all time. And he's just overlooked. I don't know, because of Ric Flair. But I don't know. I don't know. I agree with Jim Cornette,
Hold
though.
on. I got a comment. Kelly Clark ain't making it past June 14th. What you got June 14th?
I bet that was Koloff, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's Koloff, baby. It's Koloff.
Yeah, Koloff's got a rude awakening. He's got a personality problem come June 14th. The very first time ever
Whoa. You talking about my client now. Once again,
I am.
I'm going to have to put you in timeout for a second. I have put Kelly Clark in timeout for just a second. Maybe he'll come to his senses and he can talk good about my favorite client.
And Koloff, I'm coming for your mama. I'm coming.
And once again, Kelly Clark is gone. Once he can, control himself, he can come back on the show.
And Koloff, another thing. And if I see any.
And once again, he's gone.
If I see any painted ping pong balls on the table at your merch table at New Heights Wrestling, I'm going to have to slap you silly, Koloff. I'm going to slap you so hard the mask's going to turn around. I'm sick and tired of you, Koloff. Everywhere I look, on any post, whether it's Ray Fury's post, whether it's anybody's post, you're always on there. I'm tired of it. You need to go and post on your own page some more. I'm tired of seeing you on everybody else's things. And June 14th, I'm going to have to put a stop to it. With my little plastic fork. Call me Abdullah the Butcher.
I'm just going to call you Toy Story 4, I think it is.
Toy Story 4. Forky. This is what I'm coming with, Koloff, right here.
Now, when Forky was on Toy Story 2, what was you, 2 years old?
On Toy Story 2? What did Toy
No,
Story?
not Toy Story 2. You wasn't born when Toy Story 2 come out.
You talking about Toy Story?
I'm talking about Toy Story 4.
Okay. When did it come out?
I can't highlight anything on the screen tonight, guys, if you're on Facebook, because I don't know what happened. It's just not working.
What year did Toy Story 4 come out?
2018.
So I was 13 when it came out. Ain't that crazy?
Willie Buck, you said was Adrian Whisper there? What was you talking about? Rip Kelly.
Who said that?
Rest in peace. Hill John Hill.
I ain't heard of him. I ain't heard from I ain't seen him at shows in forever.
Man, I hadn't either, but I mean the last one he came to was an AWA show that I saw him at, but he's been coming. I heard he's been showing up at some. if you want your comment to pop up on the screen, which we've only got a few more minutes, we got about 15 so minutes. Kelly Clark said that he would do the break show anytime he's had fun, and that he voted for Donald Trump and that everything was going great. So
I did.
Make America great again. That's what he said.
×2.
Times
Because he
3.
kept the same. Make America great again.
Get this kid out of here. Now, Pet said, get this kid out of here, but he was praising you just a few minutes ago, I guess, because Koloff showed him, them space cats and
I know they got to switch sides.
Yeah, they got split personalities, man. Split personalities. It's just it's crazy to work with. But
got a personality issue.
All right, so who do you have this weekend again?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not wrestling anybody this weekend. I'm just gonna be at the convention, signing autographs, advertising the show and stuff.
Look at this big time star, baby. Signing autographs. How much are you charging? $15?
$3.99. Come get your autograph for Mr. Personality for the $3.99. I don't set my prices. That's a Guardians thing. That's not me. No, did you see the post I made where the convention put me on the big flyer, or Ray Fury and all them put me right next to Dory Funk Jr. Actually, Dallas Page.
Whose page? He froze up. I guess he was
Diamond
talking
Dallas
about...
or the River City WrestleCon. They put me on their page.
Did they?
They did.
What the hell? What is up with What the Hell? Do you know anything about What the Hell?
I think it's a TikTok sound, to be honest. I don't know.
Maybe I need to post one. No bumps. I will be at BIW this Saturday. Will you, Hill John?
BIW. I want to get on BIW. I've hit him up.
You do. As a matter of fact, when I was talking about congratulating somebody, that's what I was talking about. That's a big show.
Yeah,
great place to work. Always a great talent. Have you worked at SWA yet?
No, so I got hit up. I can't remember the guy's name right now, but I got hit up by him. But I was booked that date, and I haven't heard back from him. But I need to hit him up soon.
You do. I know a few people over there. I don't know if they'll listen to my opinion, but I know a few people over there that we need to get you in the SWA. We need to get you all over the state of Mississippi and everywhere else. Let's see. I got a few more comments. Oh, this is a good one. For the first time ever, Hill John's going to BIW. What's your thoughts on that?
Have fun. And Mr. Personality needs to get on BIW. That's my thoughts.
All right. We're going to do a little word association before we close out. We're about to close out here. So let's do a little word association, okay?
All right.
So I mention a name. You tell me your true feelings. Now, look, I've had a lot of people on the shows. And I'm just going to be honest. I know this is going to probably piss a few people off. People in wrestling like to act like badasses.
Yeah.
But, they talk a lot of shit. But when confronted, their balls still haven't dropped. So don't get scared. Don't make excuses. When I mention a name, just let the truth come out, okay? Because
Gotcha.
I will. I mean, I'll even let you ask me a question maybe you want to know or something, or that you think would be good for me. So I'm going to start with this word association. Number 1 comes out as John Saxton. Do you know who John Saxton is?
I can't say I do.
Get the fuck out of my damn podcast.
Can't say I do.
He does a lot of work with XIW. John's a great guy. Okay. Suge White. Let's go with that. The body bag. What's your thoughts on? Oh, that's right. Damn, son, you've only seen him wrestle. None. Only just got introduced to him. What am all right,
But
Jaden?
people have been hyping them up, so I definitely want to work them. If people are hyping them up like that, I want to work them. Body bag,
Well, you want to go on a body bag? That's how hyped up you want to be.
body bag or not.
All right. Next up, JD the Kraken.
JD Kraken. He don't talk. Well, now he talks a lot now. Great guy. Always was willing to listen to my thoughts and opinions when I was there at the Gulf Coast Wrestling. Great guy.
One of my matches. Hey, there you go, Suge. There you go. Oh, that's right. John Saxon is one. I thought you were just talking about me, but I guess not. Yeah.
He was talking about you too. He's talking about both of y'all.
Yeah. So, number 2, like I said, I brought his name up earlier. I hadn't heard from him forever. Not well liked in certain circles. Phantom from the original GCW deal.
He had a big crash out in the locker room. Kind of was a little weird.
Oh, whoa. You had a big crash out. All right, we got to go into it. Before you get any further. We got to go into a big crash out. What was a big crash out? All right, what happened?
I don't remember exactly what happened. I remember like something not going right with the
something going wrong. All right, anyway.
Something happened and he came backstage and just like he was going crazy, like throwing stuff and stuff like that. I hope the guy works out his life problems and I hope that he gets better for himself.
He did, man. He did. He figured out what Viagra was. So I think it kind of helped him. Now, before I got into the big spiel, what was you going to say about Phantom?
Oh, I didn't really have a big personal problem with him. Like nothing crazy happened with me. I just remember that one big moment and that was it. I don't really have any bad blood or anything.
All right. Well, we knew it was going to come to this moment. We knew it was going to have to ask about a certain person. And, finally her name has come up. Let's go ahead and throw it out there. Liv Morgan. What's your thoughts on her? I mean, she's hot, ain't she?
Liv Morgan. I'm more of a fan of Liv Morgan than Rhea Ripley.
Look at you. You're going to piss some people off with that. So I am too, though.
So me and my girlfriend were watching some of the matches, and she's a big Rhea Ripley fan. I mean, what person ain't? And I was like, I think Liv Morgan's better, but she don't like Liv Morgan just because of the stuff she's doing with Dom. She's like, I can't believe he would do that on national television. And I'm like, girl, I don't know. She's a great talent.
Yes, she is. I would love to be on national television with her. I mean, I would literally jump through a ring of fire to be on national television with her.
Johnny Cash.
Anybody out there is listening. So you know who Johnny Cash is, but you didn't know who Chris Candido is. But anyway, that's off the side. That's off the point. If you're out there and WWE, I'm just saying this, I will do anything that you need me to do to be on camera with Liv Morgan. I think they're trying to break Liv Morgan and Dom up, which he doesn't deserve her. I think
go ahead.
I think they're working. What's her name in there?
I can't remember. I don't remember her name, but I seen where like there's been a couple memes where it's where they're basically repeating the same story, and it's probably going to be Liv Morgan, how Rhea Ripley was with Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan's going to be the same way.
Right, because you saw Finn Balor and her doing an interview or backstage promo or whatever you want, and looks like Finn's got the hot spot too, which, I mean, who wouldn't? Even my wife's got the hot spot. What am I talking about?
I got a wrestler for you. I want to see what it is. Ricky Saints. I don't know if you're familiar with his stuff in WWE right now.
I'm very familiar with him. I met him several times, and here's the thing. When I tried to book him for a show, I had to get him a 5-star hotel.
Sheesh. I got to train with him
Nah.
right before he debuted for WWE.
Yeah. All right. So Ricky Saints, Ricky Starks, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
Great talent. Unbelievable. Okay. So I met him when he was in NWA.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got to meet him. And do you know that he did not accept my friend request on Facebook?
He what?
He didn't accept my friend request on Facebook.
No, what a guy. What a real true
But
true celebrity.
You know what? You know what's crazy though?
What's up?
He accepted my wife's friend request.
That's messed up. Oh, I got a story, or I got a question about somebody, because that reminded me of something. What's your thoughts on Joe
On what?
Joe Hendry?
Oh man. You really want me to get started on Joe Hendry? Here's my thing with Joe Hendry. I love Joe Hendry. Okay. I think Joe Hendry is great. He's a great talent. Now, do you want the bad news?
Let's hear the bad news.
It will never get over with a top main event star in WWE. Yes, you can be a star in TNA. I could be a main event in TNA, and not taking nothing away from TNA. Here's the thing: Hendry is a great talent, but they've been down this road. I don't know if he can get to that level. Like, yes, he got that big contract. Yes, he's making the money. That's great. That's great. He's making the money. Yes, Ricky Saints is a New Orleans boy and a great guy as well. But the thing with Joe Hendry is, and I wish he could, he is over with that crowd. I just don't think he can get superstar over. Is what I mean.
I feel like he'll end up becoming kind of like how R-Truth was. Like that guy that can be put in any spot, fill any spot that he needs to, but just won't be the guy.
I agree too on that. And speaking of R-Truth, a national treasure himself.
100%.
What's your thoughts on his contract expiring? Not him being released, his contract expiring.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a ball drop, but I think I read something where they did offer him another contract, but I think it was a little bit less more money.
And he turned it down.
Turned it down. But I could see him going, well, I don't know. If he turned it down, I was going to say I could see him going to like somewhere like TNA, but I mean, I don't know.
I think he'll wind up in TNA. I'll say this for
doing a couple shows with him or something like that to put some guys over.
I think he'll do TNA, and the reason I say is, he was a part of the original, the up and start TNA.
Yeah,
he won the NWA TNA World Title.
Yep. Wasn't it Jeff Jarrett that came up to him and was like, I want you to be our very first ever African American champion? Yeah.
Yep. So I could see him going back to there, because I mean, like, look, our truth was in WWE as K Quick back in the early 2000s, and he got released during the, I want to say, the Invasion angle. He got released, and then he shows back up a few years later, and then he went on that historic run where he'd been there forever, and people were chanting R-Truth, R-Truth, Monday night or whatever. We want truth. We want truth.
Right.
And he's gonna capitalize on this. One way or the other, he's gonna capitalize on it. But I honestly think that Truth turned the contract down. I think that if he wasn't gonna get the money, it's not worth the time.
Right. And I feel like maybe if he does go to TNA, I mean, he's still going to have that like inside thing with WWE, because TNA and WWE is doing their thing right now. So I feel like he just knows like he can go to TNA and still get opportunities with WWE, but have all like that free time he would need. Because I'm pretty sure if he goes to TNA, he's going to have any time off he wants, all that free time in the world to spend with his family. I know he's got a young daughter and stuff like that. And I mean, that probably is the best thing for him. He's up there in age. He don't look it, but he is up there in age. So he's probably just wanting to take care of himself.
Dude, he's 50-something years old. Yeah, he's up there in age. Shannon Henderson says he's going to get a Legends contract. You know, Shannon's dad was Doink the Clown.
Which Doink? Wasn't there a couple of them?
Yeah, one of them, it was the one Alabama Doink.
Okay. That's not, I don't think that's the one that tried to fight Jigsaw or Hacksaw Jim Duggan, wasn't it?
No, it was Heidenreich. You know, Heidenreich raped him on a show. But I love this. I love this. Well, you have to go check it out. Look, have you ever listened to Bruce Pritchard's show, Something to Wrestle With, back in the day?
No, I have not.
All right. Gosh damn, Singpet. This dude is a baby. Like, it looks like he just come out of the womb last night. You don't know shit. Go type in Alabama Doink on YouTube. When you get off here, watch that. I want you to hit me back up. We're going to get you back on the podcast very soon. But, Kelly, before we get out of here, man, like I said, you're one of my favorites. I enjoy your work, even though, gosh damn, you didn't know who Chris Candido was. You didn't know who Dory Funk was. You didn't know who Terry Funk was. You didn't know who anybody was. Like this dude didn't even know who Hulk Hogan was.
You're crazy.
And I wasn't trying to. I guess we lost the feed. We keep losing this feed. So, but anyway, Kelly, before we get out of here, man, let me just say this. Plug whatever you want. I don't care what it is, man. The floor is yours. But don't forget, you got to plug shows, merchandise, and, you know, everything else.
You can come see me this coming up weekend at River City WrestleCon and St. Augustine.
I thought that was next weekend. I didn't know it was this week. I thought it was St. Augustine this weekend.
This weekend. St. Augustine this weekend.
Yeah, River City WrestleCon's in Jacksonville, son.
No, St. Augustine.
But you said River City.
Yeah. It's River City. St. Augustine.
Okay.
Yeah. Fact check.
What's in
But yeah.
Jacksonville?
St. Augustine. I'm standing on it. St. Augustine. June 7th and 8th at River City WrestleCon. Follow me on all my social medias at Mr. Personality TV1. And you can email me for any booking inquiries at bookmptv@gmail.com. That's all I got to say.
All right. Well, Scene Pet says go watch some old school Dragon Gate USA. Have you ever watched Dragon Gate USA?
That's in Japan, right?
Whatever you say, man. I guess that USA don't clarify it enough for you. There's Dragon Gate and then there's Dragon Gate USA.
Okay. I'll go check out Dragon Gate USA.
Yeah, Dragon Gate is great anyway. Just go check out any of it. But Kelly, thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it. If you'll hang in there for just a second, once we go off the stream here.
Sweet.
But thank you for joining us, man. I hope you come back soon.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Always.